Hey family, welcome to How Love Works, where we talk about the principles for lasting love. Well, again, I know I'm late. I know I'm late. What I'm about to say, I heard about the divorce that Mary J. Blige and her husband are right now probably wrapping up. I understand that he asked for $30,000 a month and got it. I also understand that their relationship had been volatile the entire time they were married. And now I kind of understand a lot of the songs that she sings. And, I'm not necessarily a Mary J. Blige fan. It's just that I understand that a lot of you guys kind of follow Mary J. Blige and a lot of other hip-hop entertainers and R&B entertainers. And so I guess what I'm saying concerning that issue about, marriage and all of that good thing, there's different types of reasons why men marry some women and not others. And that's what I want to discuss with you today. Why is it that some men marry some women but not others? And why, I guess you can probably understand when I get through this little list here, why some men marry some women and not others. You have some understanding why you're not married. And you may get some understanding, because I'm going to go into some other areas that's going to talk about, what you ladies can probably do to avoid becoming like Mary J. Blige. There's some things that she might have been able to prevent, or some things she might have been able to do to prevent, but no one can know that for sure. Only God knows that. I'm only just assuming that, there are some things that from her past, I'm sure, that caught up. There's some patterns. And I'm not blaming her, because he's just as responsible. He's just as responsible for the breakup of that relationship, of that marriage. So, okay, why men marry some women but not others? Good question. Biggest reason. I'm going to read these off. Men marry, insist on marriage. Men marry, insist on marriage. They settle for nothing less. They don't play the game. Okay? They don't do the shacking thing. Nah, we ain't gonna test the waters. I'm not an experiment. That's in their mindset. These women value themselves. They're not gonna be a test dummy. Now, some women, they think that's one of the moves that, you meet somebody and then the next thing you have sex. Okay, boom, we got that. Now we scratch that off the list. Then the next step after that, we go ahead and move in together and we see if we're compatible. And then we we scratch that off. And then 5, 10 years later, 2, 3 kids later, he still don't marry. Don't work. Number 2, men marry, want to be married, and are less likely to waste time on men who are unwilling to partner with them. That's number 2. Number 3, men marry have high moral values and they have a solid character. Men marry have high moral values and a solid character. Meaning they're not too quick to put themselves in harm's way. They don't buy everything that comes off the lips of a man. What they're going to do is look and see if his talk matches his walk. They're not going to do what a lot of women do, as I said in my previous video, where they're looking at their feelings and determining based upon their feeling. Oh, I feel good. I got a gut feeling. This man has really got me moving. I'm hot for this brother. That means the future is going to be all that. So she ready to throw in everything. She all in now. Total opposite. He needs to prove that the future, through his behavior and what he's doing, he needs to prove that the future, through the way this relationship is being driven, then you slowly release your emotions. as he consistently proves the direction of the relationship, because it provides security. Real simple stuff. Stop doing the little girl things, ladies. That's why you keep getting the same thing. All right. All right. Women men marry are healthy. I'm talking physically and emotionally. Women men marry. Men, first of all, let me tell you something about us. I am not interested in a woman that is not healthy. What I mean is an overweight woman. There are a lot of overweight sisters out there. And a lot of it is not their fault. So you thought I was going to slam you. I know you guys are used to hearing brothers slamming you. I'm not going down that road. Some of it is your fault. 99% of it isn't. And I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to move on. The biggest reason it's not your fault is because you don't control the food industry. The food industry is responsible for 99.9% of all of the overweight women in America. Women are eating, obviously, too much starch, which turns into nothing but sugar. They eat too much bread, which turns into nothing but sugar. And then they eat a lot of products that have soy in it. They eat a lot of products that's genetically modified. They eat a lot of products that has a lot of estrogen in it, okay? Or what they like to call the term xenoestrogens. These are synthetic manufactured estrogens that get into the female body, and then what happens? Women gain weight all over them, just get all this weight. But see, the problem with all of this additional weight that women gain, all of this, I guess you can call it, I can't even think of the term now, but this is this extra fat that's right up under the skin. Anyway, the problem with that fat is that fat has hormones. It produces its own hormones. And these hormones will have a woman increase her estrogen level. That's crazy. She might not even be eating, but the fat is producing this additional hormone. And the woman's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And a lot of times I watch, women don't eat a lot, many of them. They're not eating a lot, but what they're eating is getting them larger and larger, and that's what's making them sick. And as a man, I personally don't want that. I don't want to deal with a woman that's not only sick physically, but a lot of that food is causing psychological and emotional issues. Yes. That's another issue all by itself. People don't understand. They got a term for it called epigenetics. And food causes all kinds of hormonal imbalances because the food is frankenfood. It's not real. Body was only designed by God to handle the real. Anytime you get real food, it's only going to last 3 to 5 days, period, and it's going to rot. That's real food. Anything that can last 5 days or more, up to a month or more or a year, that stuff's not real. The body's only going to store it because it doesn't have a memory. It doesn't know what to do with it. It can't be turned into energy, and it doesn't have nutrient value, so the body can't use it to take advantage of it, to use it for energy. Can't burn it as energy. All right. So, just messes with a woman's mind, and it messes with her body. Can't deal with that. Men normally don't want to deal with that. All right. Another one. Men men marry do not do any, I would say, don't do any of the things a married woman would do for their husband. They won't do the things that a married woman would do for a single man. For instance, a married woman submits her body to her husband. A married woman may prepare meals for her husband on a consistent daily basis. A married woman may make a house a home. A married woman will buy things that she sees her husband needs. She will be very, very attentive to his needs. Men marry don't do that for men that they're not married to. I never did it either when I was single. I used to date women who thought I should treat them like they were my wives. I never saw the connection. You're not my wife. Why should I treat you like my wife? I don't even have any intention of making you my wife. You know? So why should a woman do the same? A man he will see that as this woman has some issues, but obviously that's normal. So a lot of men think that's normal, so they expect it. So what will set you apart from all the rest of the women is that you don't do that. You will get a man's attention fast when you are unique and when you are set apart and you don't do those things. It ain't even got to be for religious reasons. It just makes sense. Why are you doing something for a man who hasn't proven himself? Men understand that's crazy, but when women do it, we lose total respect for you. No respect. Gone. Because we know the value of it. But y'all don't, because you think you're men. Keep buying that nonsense they teaching you in these colleges and that feminist mess. Keep buying it if you want to. You're going to be getting your Prozac and your cats. You're going to be making a lot of money with your big 401ks and in your house and taking your trips with your girlfriends and all this old nonsense. That's it. So get used to that single life forever. It's crazy going to the house by yourself all the time and then dying at 70 by yourself. I don't know. I don't know why that's great. Thanks to the feminist movement. Anyway, let's move on. Men marry, do not make decisions for their men. In other words, let them brother lead in some things. Stop mothering a brother. These are the women men marry. If there's any issue that my wife and I have, because I'm a masculine man, I cannot stand it when my wife decides that she's going to make all my little decisions for me, or she's going to try to remind me of 20 different things in the middle, of what I'm going to do. I don't need that. That's what my mother used to do when I was in middle school. I don't need all of that. If I make a mistake or I forget, I forget. If I don't ask you, I don't want to know. I don't assume that that's what you're supposed to do. Now, I know in the female mindset, women understand that that's not a negative. You're not doing it to be mean. But the way our minds work, the way men work, we see that as emasculating. I'm not trustworthy, or I'm too stupid to figure it out myself. And if I make a mistake, so what? If I don't remember, so what? If I need to know and I don't like the result, trust me, I will be smart enough to know. Listen, my wife got a good mind. She will remind me. I will ask her to remind me. Keep that in mind, ladies. All right. Women men marry don't operate in subtle hints. They operate on direct, respectful requests followed by appreciation and praise. Let me say that again. That's a mouthful, I know. Women men marry don't operate on subtle hints. They operate on direct and respectful requests followed by appreciation and praise. Women speak in the language of hints. Men don't get hints. Nor should we be chastised for, nor should we be punished or corrected because we don't speak female. If you want something or you want to say something to us, don't drop no hints. Tell us direct. Women who do that, these men can deal with. That's the brother. That brother will step to her and say, this is a woman I can live with. I can live with her. Not some woman who thinks she's talking to a woman. Okay? We got two more of these. Women men marry prefer to work within a partnership. These are women who want to be married. They want to be with someone, and they know how to be with someone. They're gentle and have a quiet spirit. They know how to play their role in the relationship. Now, you often hear this phrase from women because they're basically cloning what other women have said. I think most women now, because the feminists have demonized the phrase, "You complete me," Tom Cruise's movie, right? And a lot of women have said, well, you don't need to be completed, you need to be held. Okay, I just said in the last discussion, nobody's perfect. You're not going to be totally complete. It's not possible. And typically what we're referring to in terms of male, female, a man's not complete unless he has the feminine, the yin and the yang. Again, you're following the culture. You're following the feminist nonsense. You're following their script. How's it working for you? You got a ring on that finger? Are your relationships with men easier? Are you always arguing about nothing? Just saying, stop listening to the nonsense that these women in these magazines, it doesn't work. Most of them are not even married, or they're on their second or third divorce. I'm talking from a man with 37 years. 37. I'm not some guy with 900 or 150,000 people listening to him. He ain't even got a ring. He don't know nothing. Absolutely nothing. He's a single man partying on your money, playing on your feelings because you want the ring. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you what works. I'm going on 40 years. You're listening to these young boys, you paying his party lifestyle. These dudes ain't trying to get married, but you listening to them. Again. All right, let me move on. All right. A woman men marry, like me, and brothers like me. These women are realistic, mature, and not overly emotional and self-centered. There's a lot of self-centered females out here. I told my wife, if anything happened to her, I would have a hard time marrying an American woman. That's real talk. White or black, Hispanic or Asian. If she was born and raised in America, I would have a hard time. Because they're too self-centered. They're too proud. They're too arrogant. They think that everything is about money and status. Oh no. I'd probably have to go overseas somewhere. I'd probably have to go to, I'd probably go to Africa somewhere and give me an Ethiopian or something off the continent of Africa. I don't know. But I couldn't deal with this. Not here. I'd be dealing with a man with breasts, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to fight because I got the perfect wife right now. She ain't no lay down type of get over type of female, but she is what I just said. She's realistic. She doesn't have an inflated view of herself. She's got a common sense view of herself. She's sober-minded. She's a great woman. All right. Last one. Women men marry ask for help and assistance and to solve their problems, which men love to do, especially if reciprocated with appreciation and praise. Men need to hear that praise. Men been hearing since they were boys. I'm 57 years old, ladies. 57. I've been married since I was 21. Let me tell you something. It never gets old when my wife tells me what kind of man I am. It never gets old. I never get tired of hearing. Just like y'all never get tired of hearing a man say, I love you. A man never gets tired of hearing a woman say, you are a good man. I respect you. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. You work hard. Thank you. You know why he never gets tired of hearing it? 'Cause he never hears it. He's always being told to tell everybody else, as y'all young folks like to say, gas everybody else up. Gas the woman up with her nurturing phrases like, I love you, I love you, I love you. Men want to be loved a different way. Praise us, thank us, listen to us. This is what we hear. I don't need a man. What can a man do for me? I can do it for myself. I can do bad all by myself. So what do you need me for? You see? You see the difference? A woman that will praise, that will say thank you. A woman that will be vulnerable. A woman that will be open. A woman that will even allow herself to be embarrassed in front of a man, to expose that much of herself. I'm going to tell you right now, that brother will bond to that woman. Because you know how rare those women are in America? Black, white, Hispanic, or Asian, because I don't care, even if a woman is Christian, if you even say the curse word, submission, if you even say that word, or anything like it, stay in your lane. Let me do me as a man, you do you as a woman, and we work together to make one man. I'm going to tell you right now, the curtain's coming down on that relationship. Bible says a foolish woman tears her own house down with her own hands. I'm trying to help you because I know you don't know what I just told you. You don't know any of these things. I know you don't. I know most of you disagree with it. And you probably disagree with a lot of stuff I say. But I know right now what you're doing ain't working. And the brothers that I know, all of them still married to their wives. These are not lay down type of women, just take any old thing. These are women that these brothers that I know respect their wives. The relationships are not perfect because nothing is perfect. But it's balanced, it's good, they're content, both of them. Why men marry some women and not others? I gave you some reasons. There are several others. I can't give you all of them. But ladies, there's something that married women know that's been married over 30 years. If you got some questions for my wife, I'm going to tell you. You might want to leave them in the comments. She could give you some advice, some of you ladies, on what it takes to attract a man. Because she knows not only how to attract, but more importantly, she knows how to maintain and keep a man. That's where the problem lies. My wife knows how to do that. I can tell you why I stay, but she can tell you how she got me to stay. You got any questions on that? Feel free to leave them in the comments. That's my time. I thank you for yours. I see you on the other side. God bless.